Hey there again, everybody. This is the cybersecurity graybeard self-described coming at you once again. Sorry for the delay between presentations or podcasts, but I was in China for about 3 weeks last fall before Corona, so I'm good. I also went to Denmark, hit Israel, Germany, whirlwind tour, but now I'm back and I have a couple of new topics that I want to discuss. Today, it's how jobs and life are both journeys, and how you're not going to get everything within the next 24 hours, 24 months, or most likely 24 years, and you have to have some patience. So we'll talk about that shortly. In the meantime, please refer me to your friends. Visit the website at cybergraybeard.com, and feel free to shoot me emails at cybergraybeard@gmail.com. And an answer to a popular question, why are they not cybersecurity? Graybeard.com and cybersecuritygraybeard@gmail.com, and the answer is because that's too long. So I whacked a bit of it and made it a little easier for you. But the cybersecurity graybeard moniker is now going under trademark, which I'm proud of. I think that's kind of cool. So hope you're enjoying this. I certainly enjoy bringing the information to you. So let's get right to the topic. I just had a project with three individuals that were in their early to mid 20s, 22, 25, and 27, and great people, great consultants with wonderful futures ahead of them. And I started to realize that, and talking with some other young folks, that they all seem to want raises right away and promotions right away, and seem to expect that that's going to happen. There was an individual that I work with, or is an individual who's, I think, 28, 29. Still, I'd consider in the early professional area. And he told his boss that if he didn't get promoted in the next 9 months, then he would leave, either go to another group or leave the company. And this individual was just promoted 3 months ago. So, and he's actually a mid-tier individual. So you can't expect to just sit in a position for a year and then get a promotion. It doesn't work that way. There's usually 3 or 4, maybe 5 titles that you're going to get. Junior consultant, if you will, managing consultant, senior consultant, and then executive consultant. So that's 4. And if you're jumping every year, by the time you're 27, you're at the top, and that doesn't make any sense. So don't expect or expect anything or everything in the next 1 to 3 years. Enjoy the ride. When I was in my early 20s, I worked in retail. And then I accidentally got into cybersecurity and accidentally got into IT consulting, actually. My degree's in economics, and I know, like many of you, you either don't have a degree, or it's in arts and sciences, or maybe engineering, but that's more in line with cyber. But don't expect your degree and everything to go lockstep and barrel. Life's about ups and downs. Some days are better than others. Some weeks are better than others, and you have to understand that it's going to take time. It's not all going to hit you right away, and that's good. I mean, if you got everything today, then what do you have to look forward to tomorrow? So again, enjoy the ride. Plan, perform, and progress, and have patience. It doesn't all come right away. Each project begets the next project. Each ticket begets the next ticket. Each incident begets the next incident. And we are all, unfortunately or fortunately, really judged on the last one. So if you had a great project and they're looking at you as a go-getter and everything's going well, and then you move on to another project and it's really not so good, well, then when it comes to the third project, they're going to kind of remember the last one. So there's ups and downs, and you have to struggle through it, and you have to push through it. And, I know a lot of people played on sports teams when they were younger. I actually, in the early 2000s, coached my daughter's soccer team, and they wouldn't let us keep score. They said it's not fair to grade the children against each other. It's just a game. And now, 20 years later in the workforce, people seem to think that everybody gets an A, that everybody gets a trophy. And that's not the case. So you have to put that behind you. In the workforce, what you're doing today matters for tomorrow. And when you have enough good todays and good tomorrows, then it's going to lead to a promotion. But it's not going to come right away. Money and success come in time. It takes a while. Yes, you're going to make more money if you leave a company. And I've done it, and I encourage people to do that if the situation arises. It's important to understand, though, that if you hop jobs every 3 to 6 months, or even every 1 to 3 years, when you get down the road, people are going to start to look at the resume and say, hey, you know what? You look great. I love it on paper. I'm sure you do a wonderful job, but I can't afford to bring you on board for 2 years. It's too expensive to hire and to train and to manage and to grow just to have them leave in 2 years for the BBD, the bigger, better deal. So, realize that the success will come in time. Have a reputation, earn it, grow it. Take pride in what you do, and it'll come. It'll come to you. Don't think you need at 27 what other people have at 37 or 47. Just because people may expect something of you, expect it of yourself and do for yourself. You may stay, you may move on, but be happy in the now. It doesn't matter where you're going to be in 1 to 3 years today. Wake up, smile, have fun, enjoy what you're doing. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, find out why you're not enjoying it, and what can you do to actively change the situation. Don't sit back and wait for the next email. Don't sit back and wait for the next incident. Go out and research, study, learn, grow, do more, find out what you like, and then progress. And then maybe you look for another job based off of that, not because you want more money or a new title, but because you know what? Maybe incident response is more enjoyable than vulnerability management. Maybe the network engineering is more enjoyable than the development. Maybe pre-sales is better than coding. One of my mentees, actually the individual really responsible for the creation of this podcast, he was a developer, and now he's getting recruited into a pre-sales role, and he wanted to know how to do that. And I explained to him that, you're 23, you graduated college last year, you need to do some coding, you need to become a developer, and then become a development expert, become the subject matter expert, the SME, and then join the sales organization, travel around with the sellers, and be the subject matter expert in the room, helping the seller close deals. He's not going to get that tomorrow. He wants it now, he wants it today, but no, he's got to get the experience. He needs to learn Node.js, he needs to learn Go, C++, Java, microservices, Kubernetes, whatever it is, cloud security, development. He's got to learn that, and once he has 3 to 5, maybe 7 years of that, then he can go into a pre-sales SME position. Because if he shows up as an SME in front of a client at 23, they're going to look at him and say, hey, listen, you may know what you're talking about, you don't have any experience though. Go back, learn, grow, progress, take time. It's not going to just come to you right away. Change if you're unhappy, not for the money. If money's why you're unhappy, find out why. If you're only making $20 an hour and everybody else you know is making $30 for the same thing, that's a different story. But if you're making $80,000 a year and you're 25, God bless you. That's fantastic. But if you're not happy because you don't like what you're doing, then go leave. Maybe you take 75, maybe you get 85. But if you're not happy, what is the point? Money won't bring you the happiness. It's going to make things a bit easier. But if you're miserable, trudging around to get the dollars, you're really doing it the wrong way. You need to be happy. Create a vision for yourself that's for you and not for others. I know a lot of people that have gone into fields. You hear a lot about it with doctors and lawyers where their parents pushed them, follow in my footsteps. Sometimes you have a mentor that's doing the network engineering and you want to do penetration testing, or they're doing incident response and you want to go do governance and compliance. Do it for yourself. It's a journey. It's not a destination. And your journey is for you. You choose it. It's the same thing I tell my kids. We want them to be happy. We want them to do the best. We may point them in a direction, but in the end, it's up to them to do it for themselves. So the experience, do it for you. Look forward. The skills that you're gaining. There are certain tasks that I don't really enjoy too much. Not a fan what was I going to say? Sorry, the Star Trek theme, my phone, I forgot to mute it. So anyway, I don't enjoy filling out RFPs, response for proposals, but I do them. And there's no way that any job you're ever going to have, you're going to love everything. I mean, there's people that work in retail that may enjoy with the customers, but they don't want to fold the clothes or put tickets on the products. Focus on what you enjoy. Realize that you're not going to get to do it all the time. Learn from those things that you don't enjoy. And then as you look for other jobs or as you look for other tasks in your current job, try and steer towards that which you enjoy. And then probably the way to conclude on this is, if you're 22, 24, 26, 28, even 30, and you're still kind of flailing around, what do I want to do? Is cybersecurity for me? Is SOC analyst a way to start? Do I want to get my Security Plus? Do I want to go get other certifications? Where do I go? This guy that I know, he's 22, I'm 24, and he has more than me. I'm behind. You're not behind. You're 24. I saw a really good 3-minute video on YouTube, no, not YouTube. It was on LinkedIn yesterday about a guy who writes books, and he had a couple 25-year-olds talking to him. And he goes, I was stocking shelves at 25. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You're still learning. You're still growing. You don't need everything now. I'll recall a story that I met a kid at a local community college who was 25. He was managing a Jimmy John's, and he was upset because the 22-year-olds in his classes were ahead of him. They're not ahead of you. You're managing people. You're hiring people. You're doing customer support, client support, employee support. They're not. They're sitting in class. You're not behind. And even if they were all doing that too at 22, he has 3 extra years on this planet that he's learned things and that he's done things. And it doesn't even matter if he is behind. He's making a path forward for himself, as are you, and just stick to it. And if you want to take a little bit of a turn and move to something else, do that. You're young. It's fine. Nobody has it all laid out, or certainly very few people have it all laid out at 22 or 24. And I'd venture that a lot of those folks are following the footsteps of others that they don't want. Find your path. Know that life is a journey. Understand you're not going to have it all in the next 1, 3, 5, or 7 years. And that's okay. You're not behind. You're doing fine. You're not alone. You just keep moving forward. Find what you love to do and find a way to make money at it and find your happiness. I'm the Cybersecurity Graybeard, and I wish you luck.